Hunter Biden expected to plead guilty to a couple of misdemeanor tax charges and also to filing a false statement when he went to go purchase a firearm. But there's a whole bunch more that people are wanting to unpack that could involve his father, the President of the United States, Joe Biden. So a couple of headlines concerning Hunter Biden in court. Judge demands explanation from Hunter Biden's lawyer over alleged lie to a court clerk. It's alleged here that the individual lied and tried to get a amicus brief taken down in his case. But also, Hunter Biden friend worked as a prosecutor after an investigation into the president's son. That's another interesting headline in all of this. But that's just a small sample of some of the allegations there are against the Biden family, Hunter Biden in particular. But you have House Republicans that have been unearthing whistleblower testimony from the IRS, even getting an FBI document alleging that the Biden family took in millions of dollars, and even an allegation that there's recordings of not just Hunter Biden, but Joe Biden coercing a Ukrainian oil company executive. So these are not some spurious allegations. These are apparently founded allegations leading to House Speaker Kevin McCarthy essentially saying that it's gotten to the point now where they may not have a choice but launch an impeachment inquiry. Here's some of what Kevin McCarthy had to say yesterday before opening up the House chamber.
Put yourselves in our place. Doesn't matter who's in the majority or not. You have somebody who went to the FBI. They had a 1023, which is the form they talk about, who says this is an informant that the FBI continues to use. They heard that there were payments to bribe, allegedly, the vice president at the time. That the bribe would be hard to follow because there were shell companies that it would take you years to get through it. That was one allegation. We have a president who told the American public in October that he's never spoken to his family about any of the business. He said no one in the family had ever gotten money from China. Well, now that is proven not to be correct. We now have IRS whistleblowers come forth saying that the Justice Department used their power differently than David Weiss or Garland has said to the American public and to Congress and Senate. They also said that we all know the statute of limitations ran out for the most serious part when it comes to the Biden family on taxes. But the IRS whistleblower, who when asked questions in that hearing, said no, it was on the table to extend that so the statute of limitations wouldn't run out. And David Weiss let it go. So now you have the president saying one thing that we've proven is not true. You've got IRS whistleblowers saying something when it comes to government treating the Bidens different. You've got an informant claiming that the Biden family had been bribed. Should you ignore that, or you should investigate that? The only way you can investigate that is through an impeachment inquiry, so the committee would have the power to get all the documents that they would need.
So again, Kevin McCarthy suggesting an impeachment inquiry, and that was before he opened up the U.S. House, and then you had the White House with a press briefing, and Karine Jean-Pierre, she essentially responded to this question of an impeachment inquiry and all the things dealing with Hunter Biden in court. Here's Karine Jean-Pierre with one statement.
Just not going to get into anything that's related to Hunter Biden. He's a private citizen. I would refer you to his representatives. Just don't have anything to share on that. That is something that he is dealing with, and so would refer you to his representatives on this.
And she was also asked if the president or the first lady would be by Hunter's side in all of this. But to the idea of the House opening an impeachment inquiry, possibly, here's Karine Jean-Pierre reacting to that sentiment.
Look, I'm not going to get into hypotheticals. I'm not going to get into what the House Republicans may or may not do. Look, I'm not going to get into hypotheticals. I'm not going to
No
get into what the House Republicans may or may not do.
So really, she's not going to address the issue from the podium. But you also have Devin Archer, Hunter Biden's former business partner, that's set to testify in a House committee next week. And here's Karine Jean-Pierre reacting to that news story.
Devin Archer, he's going to be having testimony for the oversight committee.
I'm sorry, who?
Devin Archer,
Okay.
Hunter Biden's business partner.
Okay.
One, do you consider him is he considered a reliable witness?
I don't have any comment on this.
So, again, no comment on Devin Archer getting ready to spill the beans in front of Congress about one thing that we've heard could be testified to is that he firsthand witnessed Hunter Biden going into a business deal, slapping his phone down with speakerphone on, and then Vice President Joe Biden announcing himself. So that might be just something he testifies to in front of Congress next week. So that'll be pretty important to watch. But you've also got this FBI document that Chuck Grassley highlighted on the Senate floor yesterday. It's a long speech, about 13 minutes, but he blasted the whole process, and especially those who are downplaying all of this. Here's just some of what Chuck Grassley had to say. Van Gogh.
Today, I'd like to address the unclassified FBI-generated 1023 form that I made public last week. This is a 1023 that Director Wray refused to admit existed until I and Chairman Comer told him that we had read the document. The FBI provided a highly redacted version to the House Committee on Oversight and in the process ignored the Senate access to that document. That version redacted references to the alleged audio recordings between then Vice President Biden, Hunter Biden, and the foreign national.
So he goes on to talk about the recordings, 17 of which they are reported in this FBI document, 2 of which involve then Vice President Joe Biden, and even testimony in this from a confidential human source saying that Biden coerced the Ukrainian business guy to give him and his son millions of dollars. So what do you do with this? Do you just ignore it? It seems a lot of the corporate media is trying to downplay this and trying to muddle it while they, for years, went after Donald Trump on anything that they could throw against the wall. So fascinating to see this. Is this going to impact the 2024 election? There's no question that that is indeed what's going to happen. We'll watch and keep you updated on all.